Good morning. Well, it's morning for me. Hi, everyone. It's JC. We are talking today about aging and body image, a Christian perspective on aging and body image. And the reason is, I will admit to you, I was up very late last night with this on my mind, just being flooded with ideas and thoughts and scriptures. I won't lie, guys, maybe it's just the Lord pressing this on me like he likes to do sometime. I've had so many conversations on this lately. I treat a lot of older women in the clinic where I work. And man, we've been kind of moaning and groaning over it. Because I'm only in my 50s, and a lot of my 70-year-old patients say, I'd love to be back in my 50s. But it is my first foray into this. And it is starting to shock me how quickly my body is beginning to age, especially after going through menopause. How my skin is changing and things are happening. And oh, I hit my camera. So I've had a lot of conversations, but my own struggle with it, feeling the emotions that are coming up as I'm beginning to see things about my body that I can't control. My lifestyle's staying the same and these things are changing and it doesn't seem really that I can control them. And the emotions that are coming up from that and the difficulty of it, this has been on my mind. Let's go into the scriptures. And then maybe talk about how the Lord can have a role in healing this in us, because we're in this world, we're in a fallen world, and we're in aging bodies. If you may be 20 or 30 and it's not a concern, but if you're like me and you're starting to dip into that, or you're well into that phase of life, it is something we have to grapple with. And is our lot just to be miserable about it our entire life? Or can the Lord actually shift that? Can he shift that? And you know the answer that I'm going to give you. Oh, yes, he can. Oh, yes, he can. So I want to talk first about why this is so hard scripturally. I think there's some things in scripture that help us understand, not just throwing away the difficulty of it and go, oh, just think positive. It's fine. It's not so bad. No, let's legitimize how difficult aging can be on a woman. I thought first of Genesis 1:26 and 27. Where we're told right in the creation that we were created in the image of God. In fact, the Message translation phrases it reflecting God's nature in his image, which can mean a lot of things. But doesn't it mean in a way we have similar attributes? Our nature is similar, not God-like, no, we're not perfect, but we portray a lot of the same things that he is. And you think about love or kindness or hope or patience, or when we have our good moments, we can absolutely show those things. But think for a minute. One of the attributes of God that I don't think we talk about very much is that he loves beauty. Think about the world he created. Everywhere you look, no matter where you live, you can find immense jaw-dropping beauty, even in small and simple things, or a sunset. I have incredible mountains where I live. You might live by the water. Everywhere we turn, we can see different kinds of absolutely spectacular beauty in this world. He could have made it just functional. He could have, but he loaded it with beauty. Loved that process of creating a very beautiful, appealing, inspiring world. So if that's who he is, look at us. Of course we love beauty if we're made in his image. And I'm not just talking about physical beauty. Yes, women absolutely love to manifest physical beauty. It was in us as children. We would dress up in, our mom's high heels and twirly skirts, and we would do fashion shows or whatever, nail polish and makeup. We've always loved, many of us, that beautifying process and manifesting that. But I'm not just talking about physical. I'm talking about all aspects of our life. Think about your home, beautifying your home. Are you a gardener? Do you plant and grow beautiful flowers or gardens? Is it in you creating beautiful food for your family and presenting it in an appealing way? Or what is your creative side? How do you manifest beauty? I was laughing because I was thinking about this. I love home decoration. And one of my favorite ways to beautify my home is with a paint can. It's like the least girly thing, but getting just the right shade in a room that adds richness and depth. I love that. I've done that for years. What is the way you manifest beauty? This is a part of our soul. And so I am not on here today on this video to just dismiss our struggle with losing our beauty, according to our minds, to seeing it starting to fade. That is very real because we are made to love beauty like God does. So going through aging, of course, that's going to be difficult. The hard part is the world that we live in has created a standard of beauty that makes aging 100 times harder, right? I call her the image of the ideal woman, and we see her everywhere. We see her everywhere, not just billboards and commercials and signs in the store. I mean, she's everywhere. Every movie we watch, we are shown what beauty is meant to be in our culture. And for most of it, it's not us. In fact, years ago, I read a statistic that 96% of us do not have the body shape that is portrayed as ideal. So this is a whole nother thing. We could get into this more, but we are told that beauty means youth. It means perfection. It means perfect skin, perfect hair, perfect teeth, perfect little waist. Oh, couldn't we just go on and on? Flat stomach. I hate that one. I hate that part of the ideal woman because so many of us through childbirth, that's the one thing we struggle with, and aging. And it just infuriates me that the adversary was so sneaky as to make that something pushed on women, is that we should have flat abs. That's another soapbox. But you can see why then as you begin to age, our society's definition of beauty doesn't fit that anymore, and you are not valued anymore because beauty is youth. This is very difficult. In fact, I think men are given a double standard where they can age gracefully and look and have gray hair and be so attractive, and our message is different. Our message sent to us is different. Some of you are breaking that mold, and I love it. We are trying to, and that's what we're talking about today. But I was thinking about the question, what would it look like to surrender this area of our lives to Him? Because again, I've just been hearing all the angst. I had a woman the other day that said to me about a certain body part, I see my mother's body on me now, and I never thought I would. And you could see the pain of that. And she told me how she dresses to hide it, and it bothers her so much. I had another client or a patient one time in another clinic I worked at. She was in her 80s, and she was fussing at me about her tummy and how embarrassed she was about her tummy. And I thought, oh, we carry this for decades, don't we? We just carry this for decades. This is funny. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just had a moment while I was talking as I glanced in the camera. This is so funny. This is a body image video. My brain went, you forgot to do your eyebrows. When you took, I just put a little makeup on this morning, and I forgot to do. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Oh no, we feel naked if we're not at least a little bit. That's so symbolic. I think the Lord is laughing. Okay, sorry, that was funny. We're not redoing it now. We can't, because that's so perfect for this. Listen to some verses. Isaiah 61:3, He can give us beauty for ashes. Beauty for ashes. So as we get older and feel like we're moving toward that state of ashes where everything is gone, He can give beauty for that. He can recreate beauty in the soul and help us see things differently. Ecclesiastes 3, He hath made everything beautiful. Could He even make you feel beautiful as an older woman? Could He? Is it possible? So many of us just carry loathing and self-condemnation and shame over our looks. Could he actually switch that? Have you ever even thought to ask Him to do so? And then I loved this one in Psalms 27, and I'll put these all in the links below if you want to study them. Psalm 27, verse 4, where David talks about, one thing I have desired, to behold the beauty of the Lord. So what is that? Does it match the beauty of the world? Does the Lord see beauty as just youthful and perfection and tiny body? And Is that how he views it also? Or could he show you a whole new way to see yourself? We're going to talk about it just a little more as we go. But I thought of 3 general ways that we can handle, that we can deal with our aging. One is to fight it. And we see a lot of women doing it. And I will say, like, I have color on my hair. It's not like I'm saying we shouldn't just give into it. I did put some makeup on today, and I do color still, which is a prayer item between me and the Lord. I just want to make sure that do I need to embrace this? I've been praying a lot about it lately. We're not there yet. And I don't know if we ever will be, but right now, this is the color of my hair. I'm dyeing it. But we can fight it in terms of, I mean, like, you see women in the media that have fought it so hard and done so many procedures and are trying so hard to match their outer to that youthful look that they look plastic, that they don't even look like themselves anymore because the pressure is so hard to stay youthful that and our world offers a lot of ways to try to do that. Wigs, like lots of different ways that we can put on more fig leaves, right? To cover and to hide the aging. We could fight it. That's one way we can do it. Lots of Botox. Please don't hear judgment coming from me. Because like I said, I do my own stuff to kind of slow the appearance of the aging. So I'm just painting a picture of perspective. Because the older we can get, the harder that's going to be to fight it, right? So that's one option. Another one I see all the time, and I feel myself sometimes, is to hide because of the shame. We wear the shame of our aging and to just hide it and cover it. We're never seen in a bathing suit, or like this friend that just said, I have to dress this way to cover this part of my body. I never let anyone see it. Or, to just try to hide it the best we can. But that is a fear-based, shame-based. That's not a healed woman of God. If we're feeling we have to hide who we are because we're so filled with shame over the wrinkles of shame that we're just, now again, I want to be careful with this because I'm still wearing makeup. I'm not promoting the idea of just giving up everything we do. I'm just talking about an overall mentality of how we're handling this. It's complicated, isn't it? But the third option, and maybe there are more options, but this is the one that came to me. The third option would be surrendering it, right? Surrendering the struggle and the pain, the loss. I mean, we remember what we've looked like in our younger years, and we know the comparison. And to just surrender the pain of that to him and the difficulty of that to the Lord for healing, not just to say, well, I'll be resigned to it and he can just help me, accept it a little better. No, to let him teach me the beauty of the Lord in my frame as I get older, what that looks like for me and how I can still manifest beauty. Our world says we can't as we get older, that's over, and they don't value that. Let me read a quote to you that kind of explains the difference I'm trying to talk about. This comes from John Eldridge, and his wife Stacy wrote a book called Captivated many years ago, like 15 or more. This quote has been pivotal for me. I just think it's so powerful. They describe two different women and how they manifest their beauty. Just examples, random examples. Listen to this. Janet is 21. She was on the dance team in high school, small and petite with a fabulous figure. Unlike so many women in that world of competitive beauty, she escaped an eating disorder. But she runs between 5 and 10 miles a day. She watches what she eats. She's able to wear the cutest clothes. And yet, when you're with her, your heart does not rest. Her beauty impresses, but it does not invite. The reason is simple. She is striving. She is a perfectionist. Her beauty feels tenuous, shaky. It is not flowing from her heart. It's almost as if it's forced from the outside through discipline and fear, they say. Now listen to this. June is one of the most beautiful women we've ever met. Her hair was long, swept up loosely and held by decorative combs. She wore unique dangly earrings and pretty flowing skirts. Her eyes sparkled when she laughed, which she did often, and her smile lit up the room. June was at rest with herself, at home in who she was. Talking with her, just being with her, made us feel more at rest with ourselves as well. Her spacious, beautiful soul invited others to come, to be, to taste and see that the Lord is good. And June was 75 years old. What's the difference between these two women, they ask? Rest. June's beauty flowed from a heart at rest in who she is, at rest in the journey of womanhood, at peace, knowing how to be in this world and be comfortable in her own skin. And I would like to suggest that that's only possible as the Lord helps us completely reject the world's messages on beauty and embrace instead his beauty, the beauty of the Lord mentioned in Psalm 27, what that looks like. Think, for instance, of just one example. Our world has one tight little box that you have to fit in to look beautiful. You look at it, we even have the same hairdos. If you look at everyone on TV or whatever, it's like we all just have the same hair, same face, same clothes, same size. You have to look, it's same, little box. You look at the beauty of the Lord, let's say in the world, with how he created the world. Did he just create one climate and said, this is the most beautiful kind of climate, so the whole earth will be this way? That's what we do with beauty in the world, right? No, the earth has all kinds of different ways to manifest beauty. Deserts and mountains and beaches and lakes and streams and all kinds of ways to get drawn into beauty. And we as women are supposed to be the same way. Different ethnicities, different sizes and shapes, hair color, eye color, different face shapes. We're not supposed to be one size fits all. That's a worldly construct. That's not the beauty of the Lord. That's just one way. I think if we open the door for him to teach us, there will be much more that will come as a result of shifting our mind on this, so we feel his beauty start to infuse our hearts and throw off the shame. Listen to this verse. I can't remember. It's Psalm 4. Psalm 4, verse 2. How long will you turn my glory into shame? The world is adamant that we worship this ideal woman. And all worship means is to devote yourself to something. And oh, have we devoted ourselves to matching ourselves to this image so we could have value, so we could have worth, like the world told us. And he says, how long will you turn my glory, my creation, into shame? Because it doesn't look like that little box that we're told. What if he could completely obliterate all shame over aging? Have you ever even asked him if that's possible in your life? No, it's an ongoing process. I'm going through new things right now in my early 50s that have been difficult. And I've had to go back. I fought some body image battles, especially when I was pregnant a lot and had to deal with what that did to my waistline. And now I'm moving into aging. I'm like, oh, we're going to have to revisit body image, aren't we? I'm telling him like, oh, this is bringing up new emotions and new struggles. But I know where to go now, rather than fighting it, rather than just trying to hide it. Not saying that I don't maybe dress a little different as I age, but not out of, what did he say in that woman, Janet, in that she was, it was forced from the outside through discipline and fear. Can you feel the peace of the beauty of the Lord for a woman? We're just cracking this open, barely. But this is how John Eldredge finishes in his book, he and Stacy. A woman in her glory, a woman of beauty, is a woman who is not striving to become beautiful or worthy or enough according to the world standard, right? She knows in her quiet center where God dwells that he finds her beautiful, has deemed her worthy, and in him, she is enough. All I did was present the idea that he can heal this. We didn't really talk about how he does, because that's a whole thing. I have a whole online class on it. I'll put the link below. And in fact, I've taken that whole online class, which is 8 sessions, because I think there's a lot to peel back when it comes to women and body image. And it's not just for aging. That class is not just for aging. It's for all ages of women where we struggle with body image. But I took that whole class and put it in my mind and body reset as well. It's the beginning of my mind and body reset, because I think it's the foundation for a lot of our disordered eating, a lot of our, just our angst, our pain as women is this. Satan has wormed his way into our head and told us you won't have any worth. You've lost your beauty, or you're not beautiful, or no one's ever going to love you. All the messages. So I have a class on it and 2 classes that include this information if you want to check it out more. And also I'll put some other links to some of my other body image videos. I have one on Tangled, using Rapunzel as a way to portray what happens to us with our body image in this world. So I'll put that below. It's kind of a fun little analogy, but powerful. All I wanted to do today was just present the idea that maybe we don't have to live this way as daughters of God. Not just him making a little easier, but absolutely having him set us free so our heart is at rest with this. We can grow older with grace. We can still feel beauty in our aging body and manifest that to the world, but it's only possible through him. The messages in this culture are too strong. And I believe there's something he can do to our hearts to completely shift that if we will ask him to. I hope that was helpful. Questions or comments below. I always love them. Share your experience if you want to. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for this week. See you next time.